In this course, we learned about inspiration porn in week 10. Due to the controversial opinions about this topic, we showed our friends pictures of inspiration porn to see how they felt about it.
Our group decided to show our friends the following image first because we felt that it was a good example of the public's desire to consume inspirational images and create narratives about disabled people.
So what do you think of this image?
Well, I have a background in disability, like in human development, because I took DHD courses in the past. So I'm kind of familiar with this, and it's showing inspiration porn because it's using someone with a disability as a way to motivate other people. Since he has a disability, people don't really expect him to, I don't know, be as fit as he is. And like, he's on the cover of a magazine, so obviously a lot of people use it. So they're kind of like throwing out there that people should see him as an inspiration, but most of the time people with disabilities don't like being seen as an inspiration. They kind of just want to be viewed as someone normal in society.
So what do you think of this image and how does it make you feel?
When I look at this image, it just kind of motivates me and inspires me overall because looking at him, he only has one leg and one arm and is still able to work out and perform to his potential and still be in good shape. And then a person like me who has no disabilities or no barriers shouldn't have any reason to not want to work out or be in the best shape that they can be. So like sometimes I would wake up and not be motivated to go work out, but then I look at him and say that if he can do it, anybody can do it.
So what's your initial reaction when you see this image?
This image makes me feel inspired because he only has one leg and one arm and he can still get in the gym and make sure to get in a workout, so I really have no excuse when I'm at the gym not to work as hard as I can.
In the Week 10 lecture, Dr. Sandel goes into great detail about how some people misinterpret images of disabled people as inspirational, when many times they are doing ordinary things. She states that a disability representation is solely inspirational is dubious. The first image that we showed is an example of mockery inspiration porn. It's intended to make the viewer feel bad about themselves even though he is not doing anything out of the ordinary by exercising or staying in shape. The second image that we showed represents real inspiration porn because the viewer can choose to be inspired by the Paralympic athletes, not because they are disabled, but because of their great achievements.
Now we showed our friends real inspiration porn to see how it would make them feel. So how does this image make you feel and how is it different from the previous image that I showed you?
This image is different because it doesn't have a caption on it, so it's kind of more socially acceptable because it's just showing disabled people like in normal life without making it seem like what they're doing is out of the ordinary.
So what do you think of this image and how is it different than the previous image I showed you?
I mean, this image still inspires me, but in different ways, because when I look at this image, I think more of just a regular athlete performing to its best ability, and I don't think as much about people with disabilities, but then looking at the other picture kind of inspires me in different ways, because I think more about how if people like that can do the sport, then I should be able to as well.
So how does the second image make you feel?
Just as the first image, this also makes me feel inspired seeing that this athlete could get to the highest of his level, and it's really inspiring because also he doesn't have any legs and he was able to achieve so much in his athletic career.
In the Week 10 lecture, Dr. Sandel goes into great detail about how some people misinterpret images of disabled people as inspirational, when many times they are doing ordinary things. She states that a disability representation is solely inspirational is dubious. The first image that we showed is an example of mockery inspiration porn. It's intended to make the viewer feel bad about themselves even though he is not doing anything out of the ordinary by exercising or staying in shape. The second image that we showed represents real inspiration porn because the viewer can choose to be inspired by the Paralympic athletes, not because they are disabled, but because of their great achievements.
So now that you know what inspiration porn is, how does your views on this image change?
I mean, looking at this image now, like, it still motivates me a little bit, but after learning what inspiration porn really is and what it means, it kind of changes my perspectives on it and makes me realize that I shouldn't be taking people's disabilities as a way for inspiration in a way. But it still motivates me because he's still in great shape and is able to do what he's supposed to.
So now that we've taught you what inspiration porn is, does that change your opinion on this first photo?
Yeah, I can definitely see how the person in the image could feel mocked or exploited just because of his disability, and it really makes me think about this in a whole different way.